Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of Sugar Daddy. It's raining and pouring out here in sunny Corona, California. Subject of the day, intuitive eating. What do I think about people who eat intuitively? They go day to day just getting a feel for what they need, they don't count their calories, they listen to their guts literally, they wait for their stomachs to growl before they reach out for some food. What do I think about that? I think it's a very bad idea. That's something that you don't want to do. I did intuitive eating for about a few weeks, and the first few days I felt great. I had a lot more energy because there's less food going through me, so my stomach was a lot flatter, and a lot of my energy wasn't going into digestion. But after a couple of weeks, my energy levels just went down fucking hill because the lack of calories eventually caught up with me. So over time, I ran out of calories because I wasn't eating as much as I normally do. So definitely not a good idea, and I think that we have a misconception about the signals that our bodies give of thirst and hunger. We think that thirst is our bodies saying, you know what, it sure would be nice to have a glass of water right about now. No, thirst is when your body's saying, you're fucking dehydrated, you need to go find some water now. Same with hunger, same thing. And the sad thing is a lot of people transition from a SAD diet, standard American diet, where they're eating potato chips and all this ice cream, and then they come over to a raw vegan diet and they're eating produce, which is high volume, so you're getting less calories per volume. And they think they're satiated, they're eating until they're full. And then what ends up happening is over time they lose too much weight, they get really skinny, their hair starts to fall out, they lose their libido, and they're like, oh my god, what's going on? Veganism didn't work for me. Sound familiar? Sound like pretty much every one of your friends that tried going vegan? The reason for that is that when you eat a steak is, has a good amount of calories and you feel full. You eat the whole steak and it satiates you, you feel full. And then when you eat a salad, you feel just as full. But the thing is, the steak had a lot more calories than the salad. The salad has hardly any calories in it. So let's not mistake fullness for satiation. When you're satiated, that means you've had enough. I can make myself feel full easily if I just eat a bunch of fiber. I can feel really full, but am I getting the nutrition? Am I getting enough calories? So let's not rely on this full feeling. That's why I don't agree with a lot of people who say, eat until you're satisfied. What the fuck does that mean? If that's the case, I'm never fucking satisfied. I'm always eating. I'm eating the Suntropics Orange Mango Smoothie. I always have food with me. I'm never without some kind of food within like a 5-foot radius of me. So I have this with me today. This is breakfast. But Sugar Daddy, ain't that a lot of sugar? Ain't that a lot of calories? Sugar equals diabetes. You're gonna get diabetes, Sugar Daddy. Well, let's look at the sugar in here. You're getting 29 grams of carbohydrate per serving, and there's 8 servings, so that's about 232 grams of carbs. And there's 28 grams of sugar, so for 8 servings, that's 224 grams of sugar. There's nearly 1,000 calories in this, and to me, this is breakfast. A lot of people go through this, they sip on this through the whole month until they get to the bottom. I chug this down in one sitting. This is breakfast, this is a snack. Always replenish your glycogen. Keep your glycogen stores replenished so you have the energy and you can maintain that positivity to tackle the day. So you can go out there and just tackle your fucking day. The reason why I'm so anal about calories is because, I see too many people trying to lose weight by restricting their calories or going on these fasts. When you go on a fast, what you're doing is you are causing metabolic damage. Because when you get off the fast and you start to eat food again, your body starts to store all that food as fat because it's anticipating another famine. It thinks that you're going to starve it again. Does that make sense? So when you start to eat food again, your body's like, oh, I don't trust this person, I don't trust them, I'm going to start to store this as fat because this might happen again. So how do we gain the trust of our bodies? Consistency. If you want to gain the trust of your body and lose weight, you need to be consistent. Eat throughout the day. Keep your blood sugar levels steady throughout the day. If you're kind of yo-yoing and you're just eating, maybe some mornings you eat breakfast, some mornings you don't eat breakfast, sometimes lunch is at 2 p.m., sometimes lunch is at 10 a.m. You know, if you're just all messed up like that and your schedule is just always off, you're always keeping your body guessing. Your body doesn't like to guess. So guess what? You're going to gain weight. So fasting is definitely not a good idea. Metabolic damage. You know, Dr. Ansel Keys, he did a study called he has a book called The Great Starvation Experiment, where he put grown men on diets of 1,700 calories, and they became sticks. They got to the point where their rib cages were showing, and the first thing to go is your libido, because your body's not interested in making love or having sex. Your body's interested in survival. So for all you guys out there trying to vegan diet, if you're experiencing any of those symptoms where your hair's falling out, you lose your sex drive, maybe it's time you start counting your calories. Because otherwise you're going to become an ex-vegan and you're just going to talk shit on the lifestyle and you're going to turn a lot of people away from it when it could have worked for those people. Another example is you see these marathon runners, they're doing their race, and by the end of the race they're crossing the finish line. You know, they're burning glycogen the whole time, and by the time they get to the finish line, they're just like that's because their bodies are in ketosis. Their bodies are in a state where they've burnt all their glycogen and now it's going to fat for fuel. You don't want to get to that point. You don't want to go on a ketogenic diet. A high-fat diet is not a good idea. It's very dangerous to be in that state. Ketosis is an emergency state. Fat is emergency fuel. Your body prefers to run on carbohydrate. We are carbon-based species. So it's definitely not a good idea to be in ketosis. It's very dangerous. So again, you can tell I'm very passionate about the subject of calories, because when I went on a raw vegan diet, I underate severely. I became a stick. I turned into a stick, and people were telling me, don't lose any more weight. They're saying, hey, what you're doing right now isn't healthy. And in my mind, I was looking at all these people saying, oh no, all of you aren't healthy. You guys aren't healthy. I'm the healthy one. I read an article online saying that some Kundalini, wishy-washy, woo-woo, mystical article online saying that when you go raw vegan, the first thing you'll experience is that your body gets into a catabolic state, so it starts to break down as you detox. And then eventually your body becomes anabolic again and starts to put the weight back on once it's cleaned out. What bullshit. What fucking bullshit. I went months under eating, and I would go to the gym trying to, you know, I was working out. I was overtraining and under eating. I was working out every day. I'd weigh myself 173 pounds. A few days later, I work out, I weigh myself 173 pounds. Every time I went to the gym, I was 173 pounds. I was depleted. I was at the bottom. I was in the gutter. That's as low as I was going to go. But now, I'm 200 and... Last I weighed myself, I was 216 pounds. From 173, so you can imagine how fucking skinny I was. That's like, what, 40 pounds? Imagine me 40 pounds lighter. So, for all of you guys out there who are calorie restricting, wise up, get the calories in, and notice your quality of life just skyrocket. Anyway, that's enough for me today. Thanks for tuning in. You're all vegan, you just don't know it yet, and make sure to get your carb on. I'm going to enjoy my smoothie. See you guys on the next one.